So let's talk about how to change your life. You need to work on 3 areas if you really want to change your life and have those changes stick. Now we'll be going over these in more detail, but the first thing you need to change is your mindset. Then you need to put an action plan into place, and then you need to be consistent about it. So you need to create habits so that you can stick to those plans and change your life over the long term. Once you have these 3 things working together, that's where the power lies, and that's where real change can happen. So let's jump into each of these specifically so you can see exactly what you need to do in each area. So let's talk about mindset first, because once you start to change the internal, the external seems to change around you so much easier. And once you have your mindset right, you're less likely to procrastinate or self-sabotage. So this is where you start. There's 3 areas in mindset that I like to work on at any one particular time. The first one is confidence. Now there are various ways that people can build confidence, and different methods work for different people. I'll tell you what worked for me in a minute, but there are other things. Some people like doing affirmations or meditations or listening to upbeat podcasts. What worked for me particularly was taking myself out on self dates, I guess you would call it, where I would just go out to dinner or drinks or go to events by myself. Now at first this seemed kind of weird and I was a little bit self-conscious, but over time that got better and I actually really started to enjoy myself. I met some great people along the way and it really started to make me enjoy my life and build my confidence. That's what worked for me. Find something that you like. Maybe it's doing self-care nights, whatever it is to help build your own confidence. And this will happen gradually. You won't be confident overnight. It will build gradually. The next mindset thing you need to do is to become unbothered. Now you may not be unbothered, but to the world and to social media, you need to act calm and strong. So no emotional outbursts, no sad posts on your stories. You need to project an unbothered state. Very often people try to get an emotional response out of you. You don't want to do this. This is going to help you moving forward and attract better people into your life. And the third mindset thing that you need to concentrate on is not caring what other people think. As you begin your level up journey, as you start to change your life, you're going to get people who try and knock you down. Maybe they'll leave some negative comment on your social media. Maybe you'll be out taking photos and you'll see someone laughing at you. You need to ignore these people and keep continuing what you're doing. Sometimes it's even people in your own life, which can be disappointing. When you start to level up, when you start to change your life, it can bother a lot of people because they like where you are now. They don't want to see you get ahead for whatever reason, probably because it reflects back on them and their lives. So even though it might hurt, you need to act unbothered, but you need to also ignore what everybody else is saying or doing about your journey. This is about you and you need to concentrate on you if you want to change your life. So now we're going to go into action plans, actually putting the steps into practice so you can start building this new life of yours. Now the first thing I like to do is work in timelines. I particularly like working to a 3-month schedule. 3 months is just perfect for me. It's long enough to get a lot done, but it's not long enough that I get bored easily. So 3 months seems to be the perfect amount of time for my attention span. Plus, during those 3 months, I can work on 3 areas of my life. I'm usually working on a health and fitness goal, a work and money goal, and usually a mindset or mental health goal. So right now in my 3-month cycle, I'm in the middle of it. For my health goal, I'm working on just losing a little bit of weight. I put on a bit of weight recently, so that's what I'm focusing on this 3-month cycle. For my money and work goals, I'm just working on building up my social media again, mostly because I've been a bit slack in the past and it's time that I start creating videos and posting again on social media. And for mental health, I'm just trying to concentrate on being more positive because I found that sometimes I'm getting a bit cynical about things that are going on in the world and I'm trying to become more positive in my life. So those are the 3 things I'm working on in this 3-month cycle, but that can change in my next 3-month cycle. So the next is scheduling and making a plan to put those action steps into practice. Now, you could use this a calendar blocking method, which I quite like doing. You could use to-do lists. But what I like to do, I know what my big overarching plan in each area is going to be. And once a week, I will go and write specific steps that I need to do that week that will get me closer to my major goal, the big overarching goal. Now, I like to do this in weekly steps, mostly because as I'm working towards progressing on the goal, I can then see and reevaluate at the end of each week. I usually do this on a Sunday. I can see how far I've come, what's worked, and then I can adjust for the following week. That way I'm not getting too ahead of myself and I'm only concentrating on what I've got to do the following week. And the last thing I want you to think about within your action steps is scheduling downtime. 1 day a week, I don't do anything. I'm just sort of relaxing and chilling and not really taking things as seriously as I have on the other days. And at the end of every 3-month cycle, I take a week or 2 off. off. It's really just a time to reset and rethink about my goals and to make new goals for the next 3-month cycle. And during that week or 2 weeks that I'm taking off, I always schedule something really amazing, really fun that I want to do. Now for me, I've been doing things because I wanted to bring more travel into my life. Earlier this year, I went on a trip to Paris, and at the end of this 3-month cycle, I'm planning hopefully to go to Italy. Now, of course, you don't need to go to Europe every time you finish a 3-month cycle. You can do things that don't cost a lot of money. Other things that I've done in the past is just go on a day trip and have a picnic somewhere really picturesque, plan something really fun with my friends, maybe a party, going out to dinner, something that creates memories and really brings joy into your life. The last thing is to make sure you stick to those goals, so you need to create habits around your action step. Now, you've probably heard this before, but there's 3 main ways to create new habits into your life. Now, the first one is to just create a new habit and slot it somewhere into your life. The second one is to change a bad habit into a good habit. And the third one is just to piggyback an existing habit that you use or an existing routine that you have and slot something in so it fits in neatly with your current routine. So just creating a new habit right off the back is probably the hardest one to do, because sometimes it can be hard to stick to a new habit. This is where scheduling things weekly can come into play, because maybe you've scheduled, say, a morning walk. Each morning you're going for a 30-minute walk, but you're finding that you're just not sticking to that. Maybe you need to change that to an afternoon one in the following week until you find what sticks. If you're changing a bad habit into a good habit, then it's really helpful if the habits are aligned. They're quite similar. So maybe you have a habit of snacking at night. Maybe you like potato chips or something. I don't know. You replace that bad habit with a good habit. So you know you like snacking at night, but replace it maybe carrot sticks with some hummus or something, or even popcorn, which has low calories and makes you feel fuller. This is one of the easiest ones to do, is just to replace a bad habit with a good habit. And the last way to create a new habit to incorporate these changes into your life is just to piggyback and slot in the new habit, the new healthy habit that's going to help change your life, into an existing routine or your existing habits. If you already have a habit of sitting at your computer and checking your email, maybe you want to use this time to also check your bank balances and start entering things into a budget or something like that. So you're using something that you already do and just adding an extra step to something that's going to benefit you, and then evaluate each week what's working, what's not, so that you can keep on top of it. And as it is with habits, over time they become easier because it just becomes part of your routine, and so it just becomes normal for you to start pursuing those goals and changing your life for the better. So those are the 3 things that you really need to do to change your life. Then at the end of the 3 months, after you have your little break and do something really fun and exciting, you can make your plans for the next 3 months. Sometimes they'll be the same goals. Sometimes you'll change them up and create different goals, but in the same area. So for example, this time with my work and money, I'm working on building my social media, but the next 3-month cycle, I plan on creating a product to sell. I don't know what that product's going to be yet, but I know that that's what it's going to be for the next 3-month cycle. So I like to change it up too and bring some variety into my goals. So I'm always trying to get ahead and always trying to change my life for the better, but they're not always exactly the same each 3-month cycle. So that's how I've been changing my life, and I've made such good grounds over the last couple of years. Prior to even starting trying to change my life for the better, I was just one of those people that stayed at home, didn't really interact much with other people. I was very frugal. And while that worked for me for a very long time, I have so much more joy and so much more I want to achieve in life. So I hope you found these tips useful in your own journey to changing your life and leveling up. Thanks so much for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.